Okay.
Hi guys, this is Tom and Amy, or Amy and Tom. We were discussing that on which it should be before we actually started the recording. They are a wonderful couple that did my couple soul connection workshop a few months back, and I'm really grateful to have you guys on. Thank you, first of all. So if you would tell us a little bit about where you were before the workshop, how it's been since the workshop, like, has anything shifted? What's your perception of all of that?
Do you want to start?
Excuse me, Brian. I think Tom and I have always been close. We are really blessed to have a really tight relationship and a close connection. But your soul connection workshop was really great because I felt like it was expansive somehow, where it helped me think and feel more expansive about our relationship. And I think I've always struggled a little bit with being, I guess you'd say, a little codependent, where I'm looking at Tom and I'm trying to understand Tom and figure out why he does certain things, because he does things differently than I do. And sometimes that bugs me. But that's what I've really noticed. It's a little odd thing, but I've really been able to see him as a separate, amazing, wonderful person who makes choices that are different than mine. And I felt a lot easier about his choices and how he does things, and it doesn't have to be the way I would do it. And I can really love and respect the way he does it and learn from that and disconnect a little bit from my need to have it be the same.
And Tom's got a look on his face like, I'm not really sure if I like that or not, but it sounds pretty cool. But it's about this acceptance. It's about that getting into the soul space. I mean, it's called the Soul Connection Workshop, obviously, because when you connect at that level, you get all of who the other person is.
Yes.
Correct.
So, yeah.
And yeah, I think there's an aspect too where you appreciate your own stuff more, and it doesn't have to always be to please someone else. It's you feel a little more solid in your own soul connection with yourself.
Yeah, good.
I think when we spoke afterwards, we were driving home from when we did that workshop, was, not everybody, there's so many problems with relationships. It doesn't matter if it's in business, in marital relationship, in being a coach to a player, being a teacher to a student. Okay, sometimes it is really good to sit down and have a different question proposed to you, that you're not normally thinking about. And so that was good for me, because it was like, oh, okay. This is going a little, it wasn't, like you say, deeper. It's being able to connect with some new fibers, some new tentacles, whatever, just to be able to relate to that and be able to answer the question, without being judged. You're real at that point. I mean, it's right now. It's standing on the altar. It's professing what I think is the realest part. Your voice, your feelings, the way you look, the way you act, everything. It was really cool. So that's what we talked about on the way home.
Thank you. Yeah, that really covered a lot, because it really is. You get into that space of there's this new way of looking at things that has you see what already is more clearly. and all the judgment, like Amy was saying, the judgment sort of falls away. And part of what I've continued to say about it is, when you drop all of your stuff away, what you're left with is who you are. And that's the place from which the connection happens.
Right.
And then we take it a few more levels.
Right.
And you guys were great. It was just a whole lot of fun to be able to do it with you.
It was good.
So what's happened since the workshop? Like, what's the last few months been like? Have you been, like, there's that calling in the light exercise I talk about. Have you guys been doing that? And what do you find when you do that? Or is it just sort of a new way of being with each other? I mean, what's the last few months been like compared to what it was before the workshop?
Well, I think, other than having a little, we all have stress in our life. We always, there's all the outside stuff. But as far as being connected with Amy, I think that because her business and her business is ramping up and she's really putting a lot forward, I know that, it seems like there's less strain. I know where she's going. I know where she's at. And I feel comfortable, even though I'm still doing my contracting and dealing with, the one-on-one that we all do every day. But it was a little stressful. We did it before the holidays. The holidays used to be so, so much of life. I mean, when you're raised in a Catholic faith, everything ramps up at Christmas time, and you got to do this, and you got to be here, and you got to be there, and you got to, and then there's New Year's, and then there's, should I say the team, the Broncos? And then, sorry,
hey,
but
you're in Denver, so
hey,
you can talk about the Broncos. And I grew up in South Louisiana, where there were not only lots of Catholics, but the Manning name was extremely important there.
Absolutely. So you got all these things going on. So in the last 2 months, these are kind of things that you think about and you ramp up. Well, everything's pretty mellow this year, and I think it was pretty mellow. We had a few things, Amy was with her dad, and there was a whole moving situation there. And so, I was on my own up here, and, it was, the way we support each other is really, oh my. And we've had a few friends come by and they've lost their dad, or they've lost a kid, or, to death. And, you just think about how lucky you are at that point to hear one or two things that can actually, it's not poor me anymore. It's, wow, I feel lucky. I feel every single day.
To be connected to that place.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
And I think Tom was talking about, I was gone most of the month of December. And that's pretty unusual for us to be separated for that long.
Yeah.
So I really felt like I maintained this just deep level of connection, even though we weren't, talking every hour or anything like that. We were able to just know and feel comfortable and kind of held by that connection.
Beautiful.
And I felt like, since I learned that technique from you, Brian, that I've really brought that into my whole life, not just with our relationship, but with everything is relationship,
Yeah, everything's relationship. Every human being, every animal, everything we encounter, there's a potential for that connection to happen.
Right. And, I always say that people don't do business with businesses. They do business with people.
Exactly.
So really, I love to call in the light on, like you have an example about how you have a client who calls in the light every time he goes on a sales call, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of networking. I meet with a lot of people, and I do that, and I feel that the difference. It's just a shift in my perception. It's a shift in the energy where it really opens up that place where you can truly be together and serve each other. And that's something that has just been so key for me. And it's also made me feel much more calm about those relationships. In other words, if I'm meeting with a person who I think might be a potential client, I used to feel kind of that desperation of, oh, I really want this to work. And now I don't force that, because however that's going to work is going to be perfect.
Exactly.
Great. And we're going to connect on some level, whether it's that or something else. Maybe I know somebody I can connect them with. Maybe they have some connection for me. Whatever it is, that meeting is going to be just terrific, however it turns out. I don't have skin in the game on how that turns out, you know?
Right. It's going to turn out beautifully. Whatever it is, it's going to be beautiful, because you're bringing that to it.
Exactly. And it takes all the pressure out of it, and it helps it be much more of a heart connection than something with an agenda.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing this. You just said it. It's like it's the heart connection. And it really is. And the more we can bring that, the more every encounter with everybody it has the potential anyway to be a lot more expansive. That was the word you used at the very beginning. It's just more expansive. So I love that. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, this has been great. I really appreciate your feedback on all of it.
Calling in the light. Amy showed you the scoop. It's kind of the same thing for me. You know, you take those 3 deep scoops and blow it up. Well, you call in the light, and you can feel this warm. I mean, if you do it and you really feel it, you can feel the warmth in your chest. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
It's a remarkable thing. So whether it's meditation, whether it's this is calling in the light. Calling in the light. You want me to open this drape so you can really see me?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, that sun's getting up there. But anyway, it was a really, you get apprehensive. Is that a good word? You get apprehensive when you think you got to go in front of a camera and, especially you're so hardcore, and, I just want to be like you. That's the way I feel. I mean, you're out there, and it's just so, I express myself regularly, but to be able to really think about the questions that you ask, and the questions, it makes you question yourself a little more each day. And so when you have one of those questions come up in your life, whether you're driving down the road, whether you're standing on the corner waiting for the bus, whether you're on the subway, whatever, stand there, you got a question in front of you, call in the light, and see how much easier that question can come out.
Very good. That really is the way it shows up for me too. It's like when I get into my head, I now have that distinction of, oh, I'm in my head right now, and I'm more aware of it. So I can call light in, I'll call the light in, drop that stuff off, and just be in the moment and allow things to occur around me from that place. Yeah. Very good. And you're right. It's like you can be driving down the road, you can be standing on a corner, you get to that spot and you realize, okay, here I am now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right now. That's it.
Very good. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add before we hop off?
Brian, I'm just grateful for you teaching us this technique and opening up our minds and our hearts to seeing a new way of connecting, not just with each other, but really with the world, because the more that you practice calling in the light, the more that you can feel a connection even with people you actually will never meet. You may be in the same kind of vicinity with them, but this light connects us all.
Yes.
And so when you just have this greater awareness of that, it expands your life in a different way. And it helps you understand that your energy that you're bringing every day affects everything, not just your own life or your partner's life, but the world, literally.
Yeah, it's literally, it's sending the ripples out. Sounds kind of woo-woo, but it really is. It's sending the ripples out.
We're all in the pond and we're all making ripples, whether we're aware of it or not. And so when you can be conscious and active about positively affecting that pond, then that's a beautiful thing. And really, it does help you connect to that power, that light and energy within yourself, and help bring that out to the world.
Yep. Very good.
Positively powered.
Positively empowered. That's your thing. I'll be glad to mention the shameless plug for Amy and her positively powered thing and the gratitude connection. You can look up positively powered and the gratitude connection, and you will find Amy, who's also a really wonderful coach for writers who want to publish their work. She's helping me get mine out there, and there will be a book or two out there someday thanks to you. So thank you for that. And I'm just really grateful. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you, Brian. Can't wait for the books to come out.
Absolutely. Thanks. Take care. Appreciate your time.
Have a great day. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hey,
pretty
thank
cool
you.
to,
Love you guys. And love you guys. And congratulations to the Broncos. All right. Take care.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Brian.
Bye. Thank you.